Hi everybody, thanks for joining us here on this edition of Wheels Afield. I'm Andy Lightbody, Rocky Mountain Television. You know, back in the 60s and the 70s, big, huge, humongous pickup trucks were kind of the social norm. Then we got into gas crises and things went awry. Trucks started to be downsized. We went into mini trucks, then midi trucks. But you know what? There was always still a need for the big, full-sized, heavy-duty truck. Enter the 2011 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD. They've added a little bit of a flare here up on top in terms of the hood. They've put a new hood grill system up on front that's got a little bit better air induction system for better cooling. But I guess in many ways you could say it's kind of a truck that's still got what we would call old skin but new bones. And for 2011, that's really where the changes take place, is everything that you see under the fascia, under the sheet metal. Now, this thing is big. I mean, there's people's apartments that are not as big as this. As one rancher I was talking to about the vehicle said, he said, you know the thing about the new truck? He said, it's a gussied up gorilla. And he didn't mean that in a bad way, and neither do I, because this really is the 800-pound gorilla on the block. This is one big, tough truck. What they've done underneath that you can't really see but does make a marked improvement is that they've added a stronger frame, they've added new suspension components, and optionally it now comes with a big monster diesel engine. Now on this particular one that we've got, this is what they call, not really the work truck, but it's not a crew cab, it's not a four-door, it's your standard two-door pickup truck. It's got a wheelbase of 133.6 inches. In plain words, it's a big truck. It's got an 8-foot cargo bed on the back end here. It's got an overall length of 225 inches. So you're looking for something with, how should I say, a lot of whistles and bells, and it rides like a passenger car. Forget it. This is a truck. It's a four-wheel drive pickup truck. Like I said, the full-bodied frame now on this has added some rigidity to this. The Silverado's towing and hauling package, that's probably one of its biggest sellers right there. Like I said, styling, not a lot different from 2010. Inside though, yeah, it is still very comfortable, even as a pickup truck. It's got individual seats, it's got a center console. The driver's seat is all electric. Everything on the dashboard is laid out so that you're up above. You can look down onto it. You can see over the hood. So its front view is pretty spectacular. I liked that. But everybody else says, well, you know what? But it still rides like a truck. Well, duh, it is still a truck. In our performance tests with this particular engine, which by the way is a 364 cubic inch monster engine that puts out at about 360 horsepower. It's got 380 foot-pounds of torque at 4,200 RPMs. Okay, well that's mumbo jumbo. In plainer words, it's got some real low, good power that for when you're pulling a boat, when you're hauling a trailer, when you got the back end loaded up with all sorts of sporting goods, camping equipment, motorcycles, an ATV, realistically, you're going to find you've got plenty of power. In our acceleration test from 0 to 60, right at about 7.8 seconds. So this thing gets up and it gets moving real quickly. Like I said, all of the features, you can order this thing with as many whistles and bells as you want to. Moving on back, you're going to find that you've got hooks here for being able to tie down. You've got 4 internal tie down strap areas. Plenty of area that you can put in your gear, go on a long trip, tighten everything down, and not have to worry about it sliding and slipping around. As I said, this particular truck, even with the four-wheel drive, folks, this one is rated to carry in the back end right at 3,700 pounds. That's a lot of gear. That's a lot of motorcycles and spare gas cans and hunting equipment and fishing gear and what have you. With the towing package that it comes with here right now, I can haul up to 16,500 pounds with a fifth wheel configuration. That means I can haul, not those dinky little 20-foot trailers, but I can haul the big ones. And the same thing with the boats as well. It's got a 38-gallon gas tank, 36-gallon gas tank. Now, when you're looking at this, you are not going to see a mileage rating for city and highway because its gross vehicle weight rating is so high, General Motors, Chevrolet doesn't actually have to make it public. So they leave it blank. Well, you know this, you're not going to get 25 and 35 miles to the gallon on this. But with that 36-gallon tank, we figured that we were averaging right at about 16 miles per gallon. Now that's pretty much out on the highway with a little bit of city driving, but 16, 17, that's going to be your basic thing. But with 36 gallons, theoretically, you can go almost 600 miles between fill-ups. If you were to opt for the new diesel engine that's out, it supposedly has got a better rating with about an 11% increase in terms of fuel economy over last year's model. We've not had a chance to test one, so we can't speak to it. But we do know that we got an honest 16 out of this. The four-wheel drive system, everything is easy to use. You can see I've got huge fender well clearance here. I've got a suspension system that gives and rocks and takes. This is built as a work truck. This is built where you're only using the highway to get you to the fun areas where you're going to want to get off the road with it. Take a look at it for 2011. You can outfit it virtually any way you want it. An extended cab, crew cab. There's a variety of different configurations. Chevrolet, like I said, has still got some of the old skin, but the new bones underneath it is what's going to make it important and something that if you've got a need for this kind of truck, you're going to want to take a look at. Thanks for joining us, everybody, on this edition of Wheels Afield.